My wife's boyfriend Rick was very mean to me this week, so I would really appreciate it if you sat and watched this video, which will begin right after this.
Before I begin, I want to give a shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Game Time.
Game Time has built a ticket marketplace that makes it faster and easier to get into your favorite events at a moment's notice. Game Time provides the premier marketplace for last-minute tickets to the most popular events in sports, music, and theater in more than 60 cities across the US and Canada, eliminating the need for printing and built a better way to access the best live experiences right from your phone. Another cool feature on Game Time is something called Game Time Picks, which filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets.
Game Time is the only ticketing app that gives you complete peace of mind with your purchase. You can see the view from your seat before you buy it, so you know exactly what to expect when you arrive. Game Time is also obsessed with finding ways to help you save money on tickets.
One of my greatest experiences as a sports fan was going to watch an NBA game in person. The hype, the atmosphere, the tension, it builds up with every possession, and it comes across in a much different way than you might see on television. You might also see a celebrity or two courtside, who knows? That's the type of experience that Game Time is able to offer to you. Take the guesswork out of buying concert tickets with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code BARRY for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code BARRY, B-A-R-R-Y, for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. Philadelphia versus Washington. The scoring started with Jake Elliott making a wait a minute, he missed it? He needs to go sit in timeout right now. Washington actually scored first on this orgy of a touchdown, and then Jake Elliott finally made it. No, wait, he missed it again? God damn it, Jake, you're really trying my patience here, young man. Finally, on his third try, the third time is the charm after all, Elliott finally made a field goal, even though it was just 21 yards. But hey, it counts. But then Washington's kicker just had to be a doofus and show up Elliott. I can make 45-yard field goals because I'm so special. Yeah. But Elliott was calm and measured, kicking another 31-yard field goal, not getting into a pissing contest with Washington's kicker, while the Eagles offense took a nap for the first three quarters until the fourth quarter when they awoke and looked like the greatest team ever. Jalen Hurts scored off of an ass blast. Elliott decided to be a troll and missed an extra point, which we're not gonna talk about that right now. Jaden Griffin III then was stuffed on fourth and short to give the Eagles the ball back, and Saquon Barkley, whose career was nearly destroyed by the terrible Giants franchise, had a massive fourth quarter, running for a touchdown to put the Eagles up by 9. Then Jaden Daniels threw an interception to a white guy, and then Saquon Barkley capitalized on it with another long touchdown run to go up by 16 with 4.5 minutes left. But then Washington would do a great garbage time touchdown drive to make it an 8-point game with a great 2-point conversion catch, unironically, by Eagles legend Zach Ertz, before the onside kick failed, because you're supposed to announce the onside kick even though that's the lamest goddamn rule imaginable. Nick Sirianni auditioning for an Eminem doppelganger role in 8 Mile, and my handsome quarterback Jalen Hurts looking handsome as the Eagles improved to 8-2, would be 9-1 without Saquon Barkley dropping the pass, but Saquon's made up for that. Green Bay versus Chicago. What's the opposite of Jordan Love? LeBron hate. But Jordan Love was throwing some dimes early on to give the Packers an early 7-0 lead, but the Bears said, guess what? Like basketball, we're going to go to the three-pointer, and they kicked one through to make it 7-3. It's the holiday season, and Jordan Love was in the mood for giving, so he threw a terrible end zone interception, which led to a Bears touchdown right before halftime to give the Bears a 10-7 halftime lead, which they extended to 6 points with a short field goal. But then Josh Jacobs, incredible driver by the way, ran for a touchdown to give the Packers a 14-13 lead. But then Caleb Williams started dinking and dunking and doing some stupid shit before DeAndre Swift ran for a long touchdown to give the Bears a 19-14 lead after 2-point conversion failed. Jordan Love then thought he was Michael Vick minus the dog killing and decided to go for a run on 4th and goal and came up short, but the Packers defense held Caleb Williams short and forced a punt, during which time Love threw the ball to Christian Watson for 60 yards after nobody touched him. And then a couple plays later, Jordan Love QB sneaked it in, put the Packers up by 1, but the 2-point conversion to go up 3 was no good, meaning the Bears only had to have a field goal to win the game, and they got into field goal range after a couple nice throws by Caleb Williams, and the kick is blocked! Oh my goodness, the kick is blocked. How do these Bears offensive linemen not feel like the biggest assholes on the planet? Anyway, so the Bears lost again to drop to 4-6. This is a team that really should be like 6-4, but they're Chicago and they're the Bears and they suck. The Gay Sharks versus Las Vegas. Tua Tagovailoa began the festivities by throwing a great touchdown pass to Jonnu Smith to go up 7-0. The Raiders said, oh yeah, I bet you can't kick a field goal, ha ha ha, but the Dolphins said, guess what, we can, bitch. We're going to kick longer field goals than you. The Raiders said, I bet you can't can't make another field goal. And the Dolphins said, you're right, we're going to make some touchdowns, as Tua found amazing husband Tyreek Hill for a touchdown to put the Dolphins up by 11. But the Raiders actually fought back a bit. There were stats to be had as they started throwing the ball to Brock Bowers, which is a good strategy because he's the only fucking good player they have on offense, really, including a touchdown, which cut it to 5. But the Dolphins were not messing around on this day as they went right back down the field to go back up by 12 on a touchdown run. Down double digits in the fourth quarter, time for Gardner Minshew to pad his stats, baby, as he threw a touchdown to make it a 5-point game with 4.5 minutes left. But once again, the Dolphins were not messing around as Tua found a tightly contested Jonnu Smith for a long touchdown, probably the throw of the year in my opinion, to put the Dolphins back up by 12. Minshew then threw an interception to Jalen Ramsey to end racism, which is just an incredible job by Minshew here. And just as a final fuck you, the Dolphins kicked a super long field goal to show that they too can kick field goals as they improved to 4-6, while the Raiders dropped to 2-8. Detroit versus the Sassy Kitties. All right, you're Jacksonville, you're on the road, you're a major underdog, you're starting a backup quarterback. This is a good way to start the game. 5 minutes in, kick a long field goal, go up 3-0. All right, you give up a touchdown here. Okay, that's not great, but still could be worse. And yeah, okay, well, you gave up another touchdown here. That's again not good. You're down by 11, but hey, you know, you got to keep fighting. There's a lateral, which is pretty cool. And well, crap. All right, now you're down 18, but guess what? 18 points, not insurmountable. You got a lot of time. Well, yeah, it's at a certain point, it's getting late pretty early out there, especially when you're down 28-3. But we all know you can come back from 28-3 in the Super Bowl. And guess what? You made a field goal to make it a 22-point game at halftime. You can still get this done. You just got to play pretty perfect defensively. And okay, yeah, that's not going to happen. Yeah, you gave up a long touchdown, and then you gave up another long play, and then another touchdown. And then, oh, here's Mac Jones trying to make a play, and he completed it to the other team. And then here's another touchdown, which, Jesus Christ, I mean, there needs to be a mercy rule or something. Thankfully, the Lions have class, and they decided to just kick a field goal instead of scoring another touchdown to make it 56-6. Dan Campbell's doing that walk where somebody's holding the door open for you like 30 feet away, and you're not far enough away to where you can walk for it, but you got to kind of walk faster so it's not awkward, so they're not holding it for a prolonged period of time. That's the walk Dan Campbell was doing after dismantling the Jaguars by 46 points. And Doug Peterson with his stupid fucking visor, he's probably just counting down the days till he gets fired. It could happen any moment, actually. He'll get paid a lot of money, so he doesn't care either way. He'll always have 2017, though. Indianapolis versus the Jets. A future Hall of Fame quarterback versus Aaron Rodgers. Colts took an early 10-0 lead before the Jets thought they were the Chiefs and tried a stupid sneak on 4th and 1, which led to another Colts field goal, which made it 13-0 before Aaron Rodgers finally looked like an NFL quarterback, throwing a check down for a touchdown to make it 13-7. Anthony Richardson then vomited the ball out of his butthole, which the Jets recovered, and led to yet another touchdown to give the Jets a 1-point lead early in the third. The Colts kicked a super duper long field goal, which gave them the lead, but then the Jets actually, after all season long, their field goal kicking has been the bane of their existence, kicked a 58-yard field goal. If they had this kicker in a couple weeks, they'd probably be over 500 right now. God damn you, Greg Zuerlein. Anyway, the Jets then went up 8 early in the fourth on another Rodgers touchdown pass, and it looked like this game was in the bag, but Anthony Richardson said, you know what, I was picked 4th overall for a reason, and he started throwing seeds, including a touchdown, but the 2-point conversion failed, so the Jets were still up by 2. A long Jets drive ended in a field goal, which made it a 5-point game and gave the Colts some life, and Richardson just said, you know what, hold my nuts, I'm going to throw a bunch of these passes that you probably thought I couldn't make. Completion percentage? Never heard of her, as he ran in for a touchdown to give the Colts a 1-point lead, and they failed the 2-point conversion with 46 seconds left. And then Rodgers, who has always been inconsistent in game-winning situations, took a sack to end the game, but he ended with no interceptions, and his passer rating was protected, and that's what really matters, as the Jets fell to 3-8 to become one of the most disappointing teams probably in recent NFL memory. Pittsburgh versus Baltimore. This is the year the Ravens are finally going to go into Pittsburgh and give the Steelers the business. Oh shit, Derrick Henry fumbled. Steelers got a field goal out of it. The Steelers, this isn't going to be another one of those games where they win by only kicking field goals and no touchdowns, right? I hope not. Anyways, Justin Tucker makes, wait a minute, no, Justin Tucker missed this 47-yarder? I mean, this has just been a stream of bad luck for him. He'll get another chance. Oh, he has a 50-yard chance, and he missed it again. My goodness gracious, Justin Tucker. It's about time for him to get old Yellard, as the Pittsburgh kicker, Chris Boswell, did not miss his kicks to put the Steelers up 6-0. The Ravens said, here's a touchdown. This is what a touchdown looks like, as Derrick Henry scored to put the Ravens up 7-6. In typical Steelers black magic bullshit, the Ravens fumbled deep in their own territory just before halftime, which gave the Steelers a free field goal to give them a 9-7 halftime lead. And you're not going to fucking believe this, but they kicked another field goal to go up 12-7. And then Justin Tucker, who I swear to God used to be good, finally made a 54-yard field goal to make it 12-10. And then Miracle Water endorser Russell Russell Wilson had a beautiful throw to George Pickens before the drive ended in, another field goal. 15-10. Please, God, do not let the Steelers win this. Thank you, Russell, for throwing this interception. Hopefully the Baltimore Ravens take advantage, and somehow this ends up being intercepted by the Steelers? What? And it leads to another field goal. Are you fucking serious? I fucking hate this team. All right, well, the game's not over yet. Lamar would put the Ravens in the end zone, but the 2-point conversion play, I don't agree with letting Lamar run to the side of the field where there's no receivers in the end zone. What the fuck was this? Anyway, so the Steelers, all of our worst fears came true. They did win the game, where they once again scored 0 touchdowns with the same final score as the 2016 divisional round game in the playoffs versus Kansas City, where they also won, scoring no touchdowns but kicking 6 field goals. They won 18-16. I swear to God, if the Steelers win the Super Bowl, it would be like, I don't know, Lizzo winning an Oscar or winning the Grammys. Just something that nobody wants to see outside of a select few. Minnesota versus the Tits. The action started with Sam Darnold thinking he was back with the Jets in this fumble, which Tennessee recovered, and a field goal. Please, for the love of God, don't be another field goal game. Thank you, God. Sam Darnold throws a long touchdown here, put the Vikings up by 4, and then he threw another long pass, which resulted in a quarterback sneak to put the Vikings up by 10 after that extra point missed. Here, Minnesota, see Pittsburgh? It's possible to kick field goals and score touchdowns in the same game, motherfuckers. Holy shit, an exciting rare play by Will Levis and the Titans, a 98-yard touchdown pass to make it a 16-10 game. Wow, I can't believe that was actually happened in a Titans game. But the excitement was short-lived as Sam Darnold marched right down and threw a touchdown to put the Vikings back up by 13. The Titans then kicked a super clutch field goal to make it go from a 13.2 score game to a 10.2 score game early in the fourth. Then Will Levis got sacked on 4th down. Then on the next drive, Will Levis threw an incompletion for a turnover on downs. And that was about it. Titans ended up losing by 10 to a Vikings team that is better than anybody could have possibly imagined. The Rams versus the Patriots. Is there any quarterback alive that can beat the Rams? I don't know. Drake May. Get it? Like Drake might, but his name is May, so Drake May. Whatever, forget about it. You guys don't appreciate my talent, as evidenced by my view counts on these videos. May threw a touchdown to put the Pats up 7 early, but John Stafford was on his A game in this one. He was not messing around. May, meanwhile, was having some typical rookie mistakes, like a fumble, which led to another Stafford touchdown pass to give the Rams a 7-point lead, which was cut to a 4-point lead, which remained a 4-point lead at halftime after the Rams kicker missed a chip shot. Like I said, John Stafford was just dropping his balls all over the Patriots with his long touchdown pass to his butt buddy Cooper Kupp. Go up by 11. Patriots kicked the goal to make it an 8-point game. Stafford didn't give a shit. He went right back to work, throwing his 4th touchdown of the day to Cody, no offense to Michael J. Fox Parkinson, to go up by 15. Drake May then fired a bullet into tight coverage to cut the lead to 9, but the extra point was blocked, which kept it a 2-score game. But a field goal by the Patriots would make it a 6-point game with 5 minutes left, and they would get the ball back, but Drake May just got in trouble for forcing it in typical Roethlisbergerian fashion, forces balls into a spot where they weren't wanted, and it ended with a game-losing interception. Sean McVay, I'm not a fan of the goatee look here. I need your beard to be back at like a 5 o'clock shadow permanently. But congrats to him, though, for his 75th regular season win, I guess. Who really cares? Nolans versus Cleveland. Mormon Tebow started the scoring for the Saints. In fact, he was so influential, Derek Carr tried copying him, but it didn't work. Whereas the Browns' second most rapey quarterback threw a long touchdown to Jerry Jeudy before the 2-point conversion failed. But I don't know why you're going for 2 points there. Choose love. Yeah, that's what Jameis decided to do a couple times in his life, even when it wasn't reciprocated. Meanwhile, Derek Carr threw an interception on a long pass, though, so it's a manly interception. I give him a pass for that. Ironically, then he throws a check down to Marquez Valdez-Scantling, which ends up going all the way for a long touchdown to pad the stats. The Browns missed a field goal. Somebody left the door wide open. Taysom Hill was too busy asking the Browns players if they wanted to talk about their Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, so he fumbled the ball, which led to another missed field goal. Ironically enough, this kicker, just before this, missed a 32-yard field goal. The Browns got a penalty, and then he missed this field goal again. That's actually hilarious. I hope this kicker should probably try stand-up comedy, because he's not going to last in the NFL for much longer. Anyway, the highlight reel for this video, they didn't show the Browns' second touchdown. I have no idea why, but they did show the 2-point conversion, which led to the game being tied at 14 late in the third quarter, and then it was all Saints from that point forward. Taysom Hill specifically ran for a long touchdown. The Saints had a long punt return, which set up another Carr touchdown pass to go up by 14. Jameis turned the ball over on downs, and then Taysom Hill broke off a 75-yard touchdown run, showing off the most sneaky and most deceptive athleticism that I've seen since the days of Julian Edelman. No one beats the Rizmeister, Darren Rizzi. Denver versus Atlanta. Remember, it states in the U.S. Constitution that Kirk Cousins' teams cannot stray too far from the 500 line, or else there will be a pandemic or individual suffering like a torn Achilles. Anyway, this game was never really competitive. Bo Nix probably had the best day of his pro career thus far, having a great passer rating. I love how Javonte Williams here is literally levitating in the air. They pushed him into the end zone like he was Stephen Hawking. What a display of teamwork and sportsmanship. This is what this country needs. Anyways, the Falcons would kick a field goal to make it 14-6, and that was the end of their offense for the day. The Broncos would go up by 21-6 at halftime, and they just really piled on. They went up 28-6, and then Kirk Cousins threw an interception, and the Broncos kicked a field goal to make it 31-6, and then Bo Nix made sure to pad his stats again with another long touchdown to go up 38-6. Have no fear, lesbian runner is here, and he's going to shake your hand and end racism with a hug. Seattle versus San Francisco. The Sea Chickens began the game with a long field goal to make it 3-0, and then Brock Purdy decided to impersonate Lamar Jackson with a touchdown run to make it 7-3, and then he decided to stupidly impersonate Ryan Leaf by throwing an interception deep in 49ers territory, which led to another Seahawks field goal to make it 7-6. One of those games where it felt like the 49ers were dominating, but the Seahawks just hung around, even after a terrible Geno Smith interception, which set up another 49ers field goal. The Seahawks would then take a lead late in the third on a Kenneth Walker touchdown run, before the 49ers took the lead back early in the fourth on a Purdy touchdown pass to Juwan Jennings, who might be the best offensive player on the 49ers right now, not even joking. The game seemed to be over when the Seahawks went for it on a 4th and inches and were stuffed, but the Seahawks got the ball back, and Geno Smith said, you know, motherfucker, I'm tired of losing. I'm going to put my cape on and run for a game-winning touchdown with 12 seconds left, and you can't do shit about it. And that's exactly what happened. Geno Smith led the Seahawks to an upset win to drop the 49ers to 5-5. God, don't you just hate to see that happen? I don't. Buffalo versus Kansas City. A very important game. This is the regular season Super Bowl for 2024. Mahomes, why the fuck do you do this shit? Why do you throw stupid interceptions in the first quarter? Oh, wow. So the Bills scored a touchdown. We've seen this before. The opponent goes up early on the Chiefs, then the Chiefs start to take it seriously. Yeah, here's Mahomes throwing a touchdown, 7-6. But on this particular day, the Chiefs defense would not show up, which isn't completely surprising because Josh Allen's really good, and the Bills are really good, at least in the regular season. But the Bills took a lead again. Allen threw a terrible interception, which led to another Mahomes touchdown. But the Bills would take a lead in halftime 16-14, and then they expanded that lead early in the fourth quarter to 9. Then Mahomes started getting serious and threw his third touchdown of the game to make it 23-21, and the game basically came down to a couple third and fourth downs on the Bills' final drive, which they converted, including a long touchdown run by Josh Allen with 2 minutes left, which made it a 2-possession game. And the Chiefs' win streak is finally over. With this monumental win, Josh Allen now officially has 0 Super Bowl appearances. Los Angeles versus Cincinnati. Oh wow, field goal, that's so great. And Justin Herbert's like, I got a strong arm, let me show you, for a touchdown. Oh great, another field goal. Wow, so amazing. These are the type of games from Justin Herbert that will make sure he always has believers, because when he's on his A game, it looks fantastic. And even he was running too. He was a sneaky runner, even though his combine numbers are ridiculous. There's nothing really sneaky about it besides the fact that he's white. The Chargers went out 21-6 and 24-6 at halftime. Shout out to Kobe, game 7 of the 2010 finals. And they even made it 27-6 early in the third. So this game was basically over. I mean, sure, the Bengals come back with a touchdown, but that's really nothing. It's still a 14-point game. Okay, well, now it's a little bit concerning. They've completed a couple passes, and now it's a 7-point game on a long throw from Burrow to T. Higgins, and that's 7 points. And then Herbert fumbled again. Okay, not good. That is not good. And now here is Joe Burrow once again throwing an incredible spiral for a touchdown. Okay, now the game is tied. What the hell? The Bengals would have multiple chances to take the lead, but their kicker messed them up big time. Somebody has a case of the dropsies. Who does this Bengals kicker think he is? Justin Tucker? Maybe he is, actually. Eventually, Justin Herbert dropped his nuts on the final drive of the game for the Chargers and led them all the way downfield, which was capped off by a J.K. Dobbins touchdown run, and Burrow's final Hail Mary attempt fell short. You're not Jaden Daniels or Aaron Rodgers, bro. Give it up. To seal the Chargers' 34-27 win. Houston versus Dallas.